Hi. I want to point out a few huge inconsistencies that you have made. Um One of them is that you recommend that China be imposed trade sanctions or something to that extent, so that its economy will suffer, so that its people will have less, so that they will rise up against their government. On the other hand, you went on and say the West at this point of time cannot rise up against your government because your economy is faltering, and there's little you can do. Okay, the 2 points are obviously inconsistent. Cannot be inconsistent. Cannot be consistent. So but okay. Also want to point out that historically, the Western nations anyway has invaded Chinese sovereignty. In terms of they were at Shanghai, during China's weakest point in history, the end of the Qing imperial Qing dynasty. All Western nations were at its doorsteps demanding for trade. In some cases, like Britain, demanded tea in exchange for opium, with gunboats. With Chinese naval technology, might I add. So China. I'm an ethnically Chinese person, but not a Chinese citizen. Let me just state it very, clearly. So I would say that this would actually, go more for my view, which is China is in fact very much a peaceful Confucian. Not Confucian as being confused, but the philosopher Confucius. So community society which emphasizes on harmony, and historically it has rarely sent army beyond its Great Wall. They built a wall around themselves. However, Western nations historically has shown otherwise, warring states and such. So I think this is what it's about. It's basically Chinese. The rise of the Chinese economy is threatening you, America, per se, American, because America used to be on top. But you cannot be on top all the time by doing nothing. America has been, doing all sorts of bullshit. America is the cause of the current global economy downturn. China is not. China just, sold what you wanted to buy. America, with all the numbers, with all the in the financial system, with the insurance fraud, with all the super bailouts, GM, huge corporations that are has seeped into your government. Why don't you rise up against that? And how? And I know this huge thing about Chinese people not getting YouTube. It's like a big no for you. You just can't get over the fact. Well, I think it's wise. Because your video were compelling, but if it's any person less of an intelligence, less intelligent than I, look at it, it's like, okay, I may be convinced and swayed a little bit about my opinion of a country that I'm completely unfamiliar with, never visited, and just hearsay from the media, which are, owned by corporations sponsoring the government. Just let me add that in. So, I think this YouTubes as such, shouldn't be watched. You should not be paid attention to, seriously, because you're too ignorant to be making YouTube's videos enlightening anyone. I'm sorry to say that, but that's because you have not been to China. If you ask me, Chinese, Americans, they are the same. Just people wanting a better life. Americans has been wasteful. Just look at the numbers, statistics. Just look at America's effort in environmental protection, so to speak. It never signed the Kyoto Protocol, left it outstanding for decades. So and now I think that China, which is new at the game of free market capitalism, coming in and beating you guys at your own game, and now you want to boycott that player. That's the only way, not to let it win, to say don't play with it. Boycott China. I think it's a little unfair, don't you? Especially since that China, in the past has been unfairly treated by the West. Yeah, and I've said when I West, and many Western nations, not every Western nation, like most Western nations, including Russia, in fact. So So I think you are largely misinformed and ignorant, and should not perpetuate this ignorance for the sake of, what shall I say, social responsibility. Thank you.